Do you think it will be lonely to be the last guy standing?
Yes. Yes, I do. Uh, yeah, I mean, it'll be a different, a little bit different. Even with Kels gone this year, it'll be another piece. With BG, same way it was with Fletch. The good thing about it is I know that if they're not here in the building, they'll be close by. So, that's really what I'm looking forward to. I'm happy for these guys. They're making a new transition into something else. And, yeah, man, I'm very happy to be a part of their journey and getting to witness, everything that they've achieved.
We'll go to Dave and then John.
Lane, now that you realize obviously you're the longest tenured Eagle in the building, does it make you reflective a little bit?
Yeah, when you're about to turn 35, you tend to reflect a lot, especially in the league. Yeah, man, it's been a fun ride. Coming into the NFL, you don't know what to expect, but this fan base has really embraced me through the good and the bad, and I think that we've really the culture here has been a certain way for a long time, and I felt like I was introduced to something special, and in some aspects we were able to carry on tradition, and I think that's what I'm most proud of, and to with new teammates coming in to show them what Philadelphia is about, what this team's about, and what it's like in this building.
We'll go to John and then Jeff McLean.
Hey, Lane, congratulations as well. We talked a little bit about this last year, losing guys, as you mentioned, like Fletch and Jason, now BG. Does that make things different for you? Do you have to change your approach as far as leadership in the locker room as being that guy?
Yeah, I mean, I never saw it, as I had to do anything different. Just being myself. I think with how I do things, I like to, just be approachable, I think, from anybody. And I love having one-on-one conversations with my teammates, getting to know them better. And even, as far as a player developing, I think these one-on-one conversations are the way to go. But, I think, actions speak a lot louder than what words can. I hope that, when I come in here every day, that people can see, that I have a routine, that I'm working, training, and hopefully I'm elevating, my teammates around me to get better and to do the same thing.
We'll go to Jeff and then Brooks.
Lane, we've heard you over the last few years say, maybe a couple more years. This would be 3 more years. Do you see yourself playing it through to the end of the deal?
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. I think when you get to this stage of your career, you take it year by year. But physically, I feel really good. I was thinking, a few years ago when I was coming back from all these surgeries that, I thought my body was going to start, filling or going downhill. But I just think with how strength and conditioning program we have here, the stuff we do in the off season, I feel really good. So yeah, as long as I'm feeling good and I feel like I can contribute, and yeah, I think I'll continue to play. It's all I've really known. I love just my football family. I'm an only child, so my brothers are here, and I've always been in the locker room. And that's how I feel.
We'll go to Brooks and then Martin.
Ryan, you mentioned keeping your body up. I mean, I saw a video. It seemed like the house behind me was on your shoulders. But just how do you?
That was Bob Ross.
Oh, was it?
I'm joking.
I'm curious, like, how has that gone the last couple of years? Keeping your body in shape. Where is it at this point? And in reflection, kind of your entire career, what's been the best help for you?
Yeah, as a younger player, I think I had to get stronger. So, deal with some of these bull rushes, and especially from Ryan Kerrigan. So, really after that, I just really focused on what I needed to attack each offseason as far as becoming a better player. And so, year after year, I feel like I've progressed. But, for me, it's about being strong, and then a lot of it's about being flexible, being able to bend. A lot of players, as they age, they lose that ability to explode and to burst. So, when I look at athletes, you see what LeBron's doing. I've seen, what some Olympic athletes have done. There's a guy at Cuba, Mijan Lopez, that won his 5th gold medal at 41. So there are people that are able to, go past the barriers or perceived barriers. And so, I look to guys and athletes like that, as inspiration and just to know that it's possible.
We'll go to Martin and then Zach.
Hey, Lane. I could be wrong, but I think this is going to be your 5th straight season with the new guys starting next to you. Just kind of like, obviously you played with Makai last year and everything. Now he's gone, and you got either Tyler or Kenyon. And I was just kind of wondering, like, what it's like having that turnover next to you every year, and your thoughts on Kenyon, if you've met him, and Tyler.
Yeah, I met Kenyon a long time ago. I think training. No, he's a East Texas guy himself from Atascocita High School. So I'm excited to get him here. Tyler's really progressed the last couple of years, I think, physically. And so, looking forward to possibly competition. There's no telling, who else we'll bring in. But, I just think with our culture in our room and how Stout teaches, I think that he helps maybe shorten the learning curve for new additions. And so, you saw that with Makai last year, a guy that's played only primarily tackle coming in and playing guard. So, I think we have an unbelievable teacher in Stout. And I think the culture that we have guys in the room that are going to be with whoever's, who's ever in there at right guard. So, we'll be behind them.
We'll go to Zach and then Ed.
Hey, Lane, following up on Jeff's question about playing through 2027, they drafted you to take over for Peters, and you played 8 years with him. What guidance do you give Howie about, kind of your future, and what's the right timeline you think for your eventual, I guess, the guy taking over for you?
Yeah. I mean, if there's any questions sometimes about Howie might ask opinion on the player, and I'll give him my opinion, but I think just for me, just being honest and transparent about where I'm at and how I feel after each season. That's really it. Signed to play 3 more years. That's barring injuries or any of that. As long as my body's feeling good and I feel like I'm not, regressing or becoming a shell of my former self. Like I said, I love doing this, and I could very well play 3 more years. But I think, at every stage, especially when you get past 10, I think everybody looks and goes, okay, where are we at after each season? And then, but if any decision is going to be made, it's definitely going to be, a few months into the offseason of whatever year that is. It's not this one.
We'll go to Ed and then Bob.
Yeah. Hey, Lane. Every year it seems around draft time, the Eagles are always, or people are always talking about the Eagles drafting your successor eventually. You say it's not going to be this year, but would you like to see someone come in, a young guy that, you can kind of take under your wing to sort of mold the way, they did with Cam Jurgens and Kelce?
Yeah. I mean, I think that'd be, an exceptional experience. I think, I credit Jason Peters for, my development, with, keeping me aware of what the culture was like in the city. What I really need to focus on when I'm playing tackle. He was my biggest mentor. And so, I think for me, where I'm at in my career, I love, talking to the younger guys and helping these guys out, and you can see their game develop, and, being able to pass that stuff down the way that it was passed down to me is a cool thing. And it's not like that at every place. Like I said, I think the culture here has been this way for a long time, and that, players have always looked out for the best interests of the team and the organization. And so, I would be honored to be a part of that process. Whoever we draft and whoever we bring in, I'll be here to help.
We have time for 2 more, so we'll go to Bob and then finish with Jeff.
Aileen, what will you miss most about Brandon? Will you miss his trash talking, and do you have a favorite story about him?
Yeah. He'd always say, "I'm on you." Cuss word, 6'5", pretty much said that every day. Probably the funniest story I have, we went to a joint practice with the Jets a couple years ago, and so, the first practice was like one of the hardest, longest practices we ever had, and then I remember the next day we're getting up for breakfast, and he goes, "Man, are we in pass today? We walking through?" And I said, "Do you think we traveled over here to have a walkthrough with these guys, BG?" So I thought that was pretty funny. He thought we were doing a walkthrough the second day, not a full padded practice. So I said, "Yeah, BG, we do have a practice indeed, not a walkthrough."
We'll finish with Jeff here.
Lane, you have the chance to be the only guy, I guess, non-kicker to win 3 Super Bowls for the Eagles. You pretty much have done it all in terms of all pros and Pro Bowls, and what does this contract mean to you in terms of further cementing your legacy, and what would making the Pro Football Hall of Fame mean to you?
Yeah, man, it'd be an awesome experience. I think a lot of, what we do takes a lot of investment from your family, from your friends, really everybody all around. I think, I never wanted to go to another team. The Eagles have always been here for me, good or bad. And so they've been pivotal in my development as a player and as a person off the field. And so, yeah, I couldn't be more excited about staying here. It's very rare that a person can stay with one team 10 plus years. And so, yeah, my goal is to play well throughout my middle to maybe upper 30s, which, I'm looking forward to. I love the challenge of, being an older player and the routine you got to keep up with. And, I think that's what I love most about football is just the conflict and the constant, trying to improve. And, I think the people that I'm in the building with have the type of similar mindset. And so when you combine all these things, I think, that's why we've had success here the past 10 years. And I think, why they're going to have success, long after I'm gone. It's just the way that they've done things here, year after year.
Thanks, Lane.